Alright, it has been a minute since I've posted something, but I decided I wanted to post more now since I kind of have more time on my hands since it's the summer and the school year's over. For anyone who is just now seeing this, as like this is the first video of me, I am a high schooler, so I don't really have a lot of free time on my hands. But I wanted to talk about how in this generation, it's a lot easier to make friends now because of online, and how easy it is to connect with them. And I learned that's as easy to connect and become friends with them as it is to lose the connection and lose them as a friend in total. It is that easy. And I learned this out through who I found to be an older sister to me. Her name was Ada. She was older than me. Around the time I met her, I was 14. Yeah, I was 14. I am about to be, I'm not saying what age I'm about to be, but I was 14 when I met her. And I was on a video game when I was playing one of the games inside the game. I guess saying there's a game inside the game kind of gives away what game it was, but I'll let y'all figure that out yourselves. And I met her talking to a guy named Chris. And those were the first two people I met out of this whole big friend group I would end up being a part of. But Ada seemed to be kind of like the most mature person there. Chris was a grown ass man. He is a grown ass man, and she was 16 at the time. Yeah, she was 16 at the time, and she was the most mature one there. And over a long period of time, talking to her, I started becoming really good friends with her, and I was having issues with my partner at the time, and she was giving me like advice on it, and I was taking the advice because I needed it. And she was really mature, and just the way she like gave out advice was insane. I would like to say that even though me and her are no longer friends, that I can no longer speak to her, I can no longer do anything because she doesn't give second chances. Ada does not give second chances to anyone. That she shaped me into the person that I am today. And every day, I still miss her because she was a great friend and honestly one of the only people that was there for me at my roughest times. She was there when I was at a very low point in my life where I honestly thought I had nothing to live for. But she was there. And she, sat there and she talked to me and made sure I was okay. And she was a really good friend. She checked up on me. We played games all the time and life was great. She was one of the greatest friends I think I've ever had, probably will ever have. And this is like kind of a hard topic for me to talk about because, damn, I don't think I've ever had a closer friendship in my life that was nowhere near romantic. Like, I've had friendships that got romantic, but this is one that got so to the point that it was never romantic, but it was always like a great friendship. Like, there was nothing romantic that ever happened, and I love that because she was like my older sister. And as you can see by the title of this video, I lost her. And not death or anything, but I lost her as a friend because of actions I made because I was immature and I just didn't realize how good of a friend I had. But let's get into that. So, around, I want to say it was I'll say it was the summer of 2025. Yeah. I met her on the game, like I already said, and we started becoming friends, talking and playing all these games together. And she gave me advice on these people, and throughout the times that I knew her, I had dated a few people, and she was there all the time. And most of these girls either ended up using me, cheating on me, anything around that sort. But Ada was there, and she made sure I was okay. She made sure that I was good. My mental health was right. She made sure I was eating. And it all got up to the point where she honestly kind of got tired of giving me help because I wouldn't accept her help sometimes. I would listen to what she was saying, but never do anything. She'd be like, you gotta get on, you gotta move on from this person, you gotta block them, you gotta not talk to them, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And I would be like, okay, I'll do it. But I never did because I was so in denial of that maybe I could, find better. I honestly didn't know my self-worth, but sometimes she made me know mine. And eventually, while we were friends and stuff, like this was before she stopped trying to help me. We had a friend in our friend group. I want to say he's like my older brother. I'm still friends with him, and she's still friends with him. Even though when she stopped being friends with me, she stopped being friends with him. But she just gave him another chance instead of me, even though we were in the same boat. But it's whatever. His name was Markel. And Markel is a very nice guy. He is around the same age as her, but I think only a year older. And they dated for a while. And when they broke up, it made things a little awkward, but we still talked and stuff, and we all were friends. And we had a big friend group at one point, and no matter how many times the friend groups broke up, it was always me, Markel, and Anna. We stayed together. Even though I was significantly younger than them by like 2 or 3 years, I stayed because they were some of my closest friends. And eventually, after she had broken up with Markel, it had been a couple months, and she met a guy named Diego. And I was happy for her because she was getting happy again, and she was, talking to people, putting herself out there like she's been telling me to. And started dating, and I was really happy for them. And they started putting all this time together and doing these things and hanging out. And since they're basically like almost adults, they were doing some things. I'm not gonna elaborate. That should kind of tell you what they were doing, but eventually got to the point where I would text her and she would just always be with him. Now, obviously, that's okay. That's your partner. But come on, you gotta make time for friends. Friends usually last longer than a partner, so you kind of don't want to throw it out the way. And after like maybe I want to say a month of waiting on her to start talking to me more, she didn't. So I kind of just gave up and started talking to a girl who I've broken up with a couple times, and I'm kind of still stuck up on her. And when I say kind of, I mean I am. I do love this woman a lot, and I never can seem to get over her, even though she is kind of the reason why I lost this friend. But I forgive her for that because it was also my fault, so I don't blame her at all. But basically, I stopped talking to her, and I was talking to her about how this girl had broken up with me for like the second time, and how I was really hurt. I was like, man, I thought I was actually gonna work this time. And she just like texted me this whole big paragraph, and she had told me, dude, you gotta stop and you gotta talk to your friends more. Like a phone works both ways. Text me, dude. Call me. I want to call and text. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. Maybe. It was a maybe. But eventually I went straight back to the girl, as per usual, and she kind of got mad. And I took a nap one day and woke up in about maybe a week. I think it was about like 2 or 3 weeks before it was our anniversary of being friends for like over a year or something, which I know like a year-long friend doesn't seem like it's that hard to lose, but to me, who was someone I talked to every day in the summer when I had no one to talk to, and it was just a whole big thing, it was huge for me. I woke up one day and I was blocked on everything, and I didn't get an answer. Eventually, I had snooped around on my Discord, and I found out that I was still friends with her little brother, who was about my age. And I asked him, and she basically said that I was a horrible friend, and that I didn't talk to her. I was always up some girl's ass, which I guess was kind of true, and that I never talked to her, and that I would just leave the call sometimes without saying bye just to go call a girl, or I would bring whoever I was talking to at the time into the call, and then just leave to go talk to him. Like, dude, but okay, so I was like, but dude, you also have a partner, and you also do that same exact thing, so why am I getting yelled at for it? And she basically just said that I was a selfish friend, and and I do realize it is my fault, but she also just didn't like the girl I was dating at the time, and she was tired of me going back to her, getting hurt, and then going up to her for advice because I wouldn't do anything about it. So she cut me off, and I have been drastically affected by it since. I mean, she was like an older sister to me, and it felt like I lost someone important in my life. And up until now, I'm still mourning it because she was honestly a great friend, and like I said, like my older sister, and it really still hurts to this day that she will no longer be my friend anymore, and it kind of hurts, and I feel like I want to cry right now, but we'll keep it together for this video. But for anyone out there who has a friendship that they don't want to lose, but sometimes y'all argue or y'all don't talk as much, try to fix your situation, dude. I doubt this will get out to many people. This video probably won't even be seen by that many people. But just fix it, man, because it's as easy to lose them as it was to make them. It is as easy to lose your online friend as it was to become friends with them. And whenever you lose them, you're gonna really regret not trying to fix it. And it just hurts knowing you can't do anything about it. But yeah, this was 11 minutes long, about 12 minutes. This was my first video back. I plan on posting a little bit more soon. I don't know, I said that last time and I just hadn't posted in a couple months. But yeah, if I don't post, I'm just kind of busy hanging out with family this summer, trying to spend time with people, trying to get my mental health better. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.